Amenze, thanks for joining us. What should we know at the moment as regards the by-elections that happened in Edo State?
All right, the results have been called. Of course, the APC has a sweeping win, both in Edo Central Senatorial District and, of course, Ovia Federal Constituency. We have the candidate of the APC, Omosede Igbinedion, coming out tops in the Ovia Federal Constituency by-elections, and Joseph Ipia, also of the APC, coming out tops in the by-elections that were held in Edo Central Senatorial District. Currently, the PDP is not totally okay with that result. And of course, they made some complaints earlier in the day about the fact that during the elections yesterday, there were pockets of cash inducement. And of course, they also alleged that there was electoral violence. Persons who came out to vote for the PDP candidates actually were assaulted. We would get information, clearer information from the PDP state chairman in Edo State much later. I actually spoke with him earlier and he gave me this information, but said there will be a briefing much later on that. For residents of Edo State, especially those in Edo Central and Ovia Federal Constituency, a lot of them are in high spirits and their expectations are quite high that the two candidates who have actually emerged winners would actually bring good to the Senatorial District and, of course, the federal constituency. You know, yeah, we actually spoke to some persons in Amenze Bazuaye who were calling on Omosede Igbinedion to see if she can attract companies, especially companies that are foreign, to come to that area, of course, set up business there. And it would also be a way to ensure that the youths in that area are actually gainfully employed. We also talked about drafting, especially in Edo Central, where the roads are quite bad. You could spend hours on the road because of how bad it is. So they also called on the current winner, talking about Joe Ipia, to see how he can attract a revamping of the roads there in Edo Central as well.
All right, you talked about residents now and what they're expecting from, of course, the people they have elected. But talk to us about the turnout, because in your state, there was that complaint about low turnout. Was that the same in Edo State?
Okay, in Edo State, it wasn't as low as it was in Oyo, because I watched the Oyo election as well. The difference is that because voting and accreditation went on simultaneously, once you get there, you get accredited, you get to vote, and then you go back home. Unlike previous elections, especially the larger elections where you get to see persons waiting behind to see the counting of the votes and, of course, collation take place. Most people just voted and went back home. So you will not necessarily see a large crowd of voters at a particular polling unit or a center, but a lot of persons actually turned out. The only challenge that I would say hindered some persons from actually casting their vote was the fact that some BVAS machines were not capturing the voters as quickly as possible. Some weren't even captured at all. I mentioned earlier today that some persons who have advanced in age, from the last time that they actually registered, a lot of them were not able to be captured because their faces were quite different from what it is now. So INEC definitely has a lot to do in that regard. Probably take biometrics again. I don't necessarily know what the solution would be, but they need to look into it ahead of 2027 general elections.
Talk to us about the security. What was it like in Edo State?
All right, security was top-notch. A lot of security personnel from all the security agencies were actually there. We had the Army, we had NSCDC, we had the police, all out there. It was quite tight. But we got some feeders that some areas had, like I mentioned earlier, that the PDP alleged that some voters were attacked, assaulted. So we have little pockets of electoral violence here and there, but overall, it was quite peaceful in Edo Central and, of course, in Ovia Federal Constituency, where both the elections held.
All right, thank you so much, Amenze Bazuaye, for giving us details on that.